Today I'm taking a 14-hour flight from Seattle to Doha aboard Qatar Air's business class. Many say this is the world's best business class, and I'm about to find out. So come along as I put this all to the test. The Qsuite, the service, the food, the drinks, and I think I'm most excited to check out both of Qatar Air's flagship lounges in Doha. They're supposed to be pretty epic. I'll also show you what to expect in the economy cabin and take you on a tour of Doha's airport. There's a lot to cover, so buckle up. Hey, I'm Don and I travel the world searching for the world's coolest places to stay. And I like getting there in comfort. I pay my own way for all my hotels and flights so I can share my honest experience with you. Check-in and security were easy. Now I'm jumping onto the train to the S gates and heading to Qatar's Seattle lounge, which pretty much sucks. And I'm not surprised. This really isn't their lounge. They share it with other airlines and it's typical. If you're not at an airline hub, expect a mediocre, and in this case just plain disappointing, lounge experience. We're ready to board, and now I'm getting pretty excited. I've never been on a QR flight before.
I'm good, how are you?
Thank you, Mr. Donald.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so a very positive first impression. I get 2.5 windows, this big screen, everything is well designed and pretty understated. There seems to be lots of room, and I like this subtle lighting. But is this the best seat in the sky? I'm holding judgment until I've spent 14 hours in this seat. For now, we're almost ready to push back and get going.
Have just joined us. Welcome on board Qatar Airways.
But I think I've got time for one quick pre-departure drink.
Thank you. We'll get bubbles after we take off, yeah?
Yes.
Ground staff, it's now time to disembark the aircraft. Thank you.
Okay, we're ready to push back. A couple minutes early even. It's a nice day, so we should be getting a nice view of Seattle after takeoff. Today we're flying about 7,400 miles, 14 hours or so, direct from Seattle to Doha, aboard this Boeing 777-300ER, with 42 business class seats and 312 standard economy seats. I'll show you what the economy experience is like a bit later. Seattle is one of the most beautiful airports in the world to take off from. I never get tired of this. There's a lot to love about this seat, starting with this privacy door that really does distinguish this from most other airlines. On my left side, there's this storage bin, a reading light above that, an entertainment control, a row of seat controls, a proper plug, plus a slightly dated USB-C-A port, and there's also these noise-canceling earphones. I have to say, I prefer the rear-facing seat I'm in to a forward-facing seat like this because in the forward-facing seats, the windows are partially blocked, and the seat's not quite as close to the window. There are a lot of drink options here, and if you've flown as much as I have, you probably know you shouldn't drink on airplanes, especially when changing as many time zones as I'm about to. But I'm weak. The amenities kit is from Diptyque, a French fragrance company that has the world's best smelling candles. There are socks, an eye mask, earplugs, and some nice creams and lotions that I bet smell pretty good. One of the things I love about this airline is you get to choose when you eat, and that's almost unheard of in the air. Most airlines feed you when they're ready, screw the passenger. But on Qatar, you're in control. And check this out, a first for me, a candle on the table. It's not real, and I'd be worried if it was, but points for trying to create some ambiance. The menu has lots of options to make just about anyone happy. Almost too much to choose from. I started with the roasted parsnip and apple soup. Hands down, the best soup I've ever had on an airplane.
Look at that. Beautiful.
The bread's also quite nice, but not as nice as the soup. And like any fine restaurant, they insist on giving me fresh cutlery before the main course, which is also very nice. And what act of gluttony isn't complete without a bit of cheesecake for dessert? This is the low point of the food so far. Good, but nothing special. And I'm not kidding about the gluttony part. The flight attendant talked me into finishing off with a cheese tray. Please don't judge me. All in all, one of the best airline meals I've ever had. The entertainment system is excellent. Big TV with tons of options to choose from. You can control the entertainment system through this handheld controller or by using the touchscreen. Both are very responsive. I also love how this system lets you save what you want to watch for later. Okay, time to relax for a while. Maybe it's the wine talking or maybe the food coma I'm in, but just looking out the window, I'm reminded about one of the things I love most about plane travel. These incredible views you get sometimes. Seeing the planet from a different perspective. And this is something you don't have to be in business class to appreciate. But I digress. Since we're following the sun and going over the North Pole, it won't get completely dark on this flight, but the sun is getting pretty close to the horizon, so time to get some sleep. And Qatar Air has supplied me with some very, very large PJs. Maybe they saw me eating that cheese tray. Anyway, they're probably pretty comfortable. When it's time to sleep, the seat transforms into a full-on bed. The crew's here to make up the bed for me. A sleeping pad, duvet, and nice pillows. Time to eat again before we land. It's only been 5 hours since I ate. I don't know how I made it this long. Anyway, another really nice meal. Let's check out the economy section of this plane before we land and get to the best part of this video, the Qatar lounges. I'm pretty surprised that Qatar does not offer a premium economy option on this route. There are 316 standard economy seats, all with pretty generous entertainment screens. The seats are 17 inches wide, with the pitch ranging from 31 to 33 inches. If you're gonna go economy, I'd pay a bit extra to choose your seat and try to get one of these bulkhead seats. And after a very pleasant 14 hours in the air and a bit of a headache, we're making our final approach into Doha. I'm a bit disappointed we have to get on a bus instead of parking at a gate, but at least it's not raining. They put all the business class passengers on our own bus and off we go. I have to get through security before I get to the lounge, but it all goes very smoothly. Landing in Doha is like stepping into the future. The airport is massive, modern, and spotless, with tons of shopping, gardens to explore, spas, in-terminal hotels, tons of eating, and fun sculptures. But I'm here for the Qatar Air lounges. Doha's airport is home to not one, but two Qatar Airways business class lounges. One on the south end of the airport and the new Garden Lounge. Welcome to Qatar Air's South Lounge, and I have to say, I've never seen anything quite like this. Walking into the South Lounge feels a bit like stepping into a sci-fi movie. This two-story space is all about clean lines, except for this chandelier that I think's out of place. But the rest of the finishes are modern, and there's a jaw-dropping sense of space here. The centerpiece, this sleek, sparkling fountain that somehow manages to be both calming and show-stopping at the same time. It's a little like a meditation retreat meets Blade Runner. I love it. The space is so well designed and peaceful, it's one of the best airline lounges I've ever been in. There's tons of space to spread out here, with just about any kind of seating or laying option you might want. Then there's the food. A full-service dining area where you can sit down and order a proper meal. Or this more casual restaurant that's more of a grab-and-go place, but also classy and refined. There are plenty of workstations and even private showers. We'll go there in a minute, after we visit the garden lounge. Every review you see on this channel is 100% my own, paid for by me, and unbiased. If you want to save some money and get some perks when you travel, check out my link in the description. Behind door number 2 is the garden lounge. If the South Lounge feels like stepping into the future, this one's more like stepping into a very sleek greenhouse. With lush greenery everywhere you turn, soaring ceilings, the sun beaming in, and beautiful wooden sculptures that you can sit on or just ogle like I'm doing. It's almost enough to make you forget you're in an airport. The design here is warm and inviting. Think modern resort vibes. There's a nice fountain, though not quite as impressive as the one in the South Lounge. And this space just feels relaxing and spa-like. It's also pretty big, with no shortage of places to sit, whether you're looking for a quiet corner to work or a place to read. You're not going to starve here either, with dining options that are just as elevated. There's a buffet or a la carte table service to choose from. But I don't think the dining options here are quite as impressive as the ones in the South Lounge. Like the South Lounge, there's also lots of drinking options here, but if I had to choose between the garden and the South Lounge, I think I'd go for the South Lounge. I'm gonna head back to the South Lounge now to grab a shower before I make my connection. After 14 hours, the shower is gonna feel really nice. My final verdict, one of the best business class experiences ever. The best food I've ever had on an airline, and I'd put the South Lounge on my all-time top 5 lounge list. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss where I'm headed next, and that's to India, where I'll be for almost a month, searching for India's most amazing resorts and hotels. It's gonna be incredible. Check it out here. Thanks for watching and see us in the next video.